Most people still think building apps belongs only to programmers. They imagine somebody sitting in a dark room typing confusing code for 12 hours straight while 6 computer screens flash random symbols. And because of that image, millions of people automatically tell themselves, that world isn't for me. But something very strange started happening recently. Creators started building tools, freelancers started building mini apps, small business owners started making systems, consultants started creating AI assistants, and many of them could not code. That's where this idea called vibe coding entered the conversation. For the first time, normal people are entering software creation through communication, ideas, prompts, and problem solving instead of traditional programming alone. And whether people love the term or hate it, vibe coding is changing how beginners think about building technology. In this lesson, you're going to understand what vibe coding actually means, why AI app building exploded so quickly, why non-coders are suddenly interested in software, and why this shift matters much more than most people realize. Because the biggest change is not actually the tools, the biggest change is who now feels allowed to participate. Before we go deeper, let's clear something up immediately. This lesson is not about teaching you how to code. It's about helping you understand the new direction software creation is moving toward. This matters because most beginners get confused very early. They open YouTube, they hear words like AI agents, prompts, cursor, replit, bolt, Firebase, no-code, low-code, AI workflows, vibe coding, and within 10 minutes they feel completely overwhelmed. The good news is this confusion is normal. Nobody explains the big picture clearly. Most people jump straight into tutorials without helping beginners understand what is actually happening. So in this lesson, we're slowing everything down. Think about this lesson as learning the map before starting the journey. Because once you understand the map, the fear starts disappearing, and that changes everything. What does vibe coding actually mean? Let's simplify this as much as possible. Vibe coding is basically the idea of building software by communicating intentions instead of manually writing every line of code yourself. Think about it like giving instructions to an extremely intelligent assistant instead of saying, I need to learn programming for 5 years before creating anything. People are now saying, here's the app idea, here's the problem, here's what I want users to do, here's how I want it to feel, and AI helps generate parts of the technical work. Now, this is where many beginners misunderstand the conversation. Some people hear vibe coding and think, oh, so nobody needs technical knowledge anymore. That's not true. The easier way to understand it is this. AI reduces friction. It helps people move faster, it helps beginners experiment, it helps ideas become visible earlier, but thinking still matters. Problem solving still matters, communication still matters, good judgment still matters. Actually, those skills matter even more now, and this is the part most beginners completely miss. The future may reward people who can explain problems clearly just as much as people who can manually code solutions. That's a huge shift. Why AI app building suddenly became popular? This didn't happen randomly. Several things started happening at the same time. AI models became better at understanding language. Tools became more beginner-friendly, the internet became filled with creators showing what was possible, and businesses started realizing they needed faster ways to solve problems. For years, software creation felt expensive and slow. You needed developers, you needed teams, you needed funding, you needed technical knowledge. Now people can prototype ideas much faster. That changes who enters the market. Think about a small business owner. Maybe they own a cleaning company. Before AI tools, creating a custom booking system might have sounded impossible. Now they hear, you can describe what you want in plain English. Immediately their curiosity changes. That curiosity is driving this entire movement. And honestly, most people are still underestimating how psychologically important this is. Because when people feel included, they start experimenting. And experimentation creates opportunity. Why non-coders are paying attention? Here's something interesting. A lot of people don't actually want to become programmers. They simply want to solve problems. That's a very important distinction. A fitness coach may want a simple meal planner, a client tracking system, an AI assistant for questions. A consultant may want a client onboarding tool, automated reports, meeting summaries. A parent may want family organization systems, reminders, budgeting tools. Notice something. The goal is rarely I dream about writing code. The real goal is I want something useful. This is why beginner AI apps are attracting attention. People are becoming outcome focused instead of tool focused, and this changes how software gets created. The big misunderstanding about AI app building. This is where most beginners get confused. They think successful apps come from huge, complicated ideas. Usually that's wrong. Most successful digital tools solve very small, annoying problems. That's it. Simple wins more often than people think. For example, appointment reminders, note organizers, content planners, booking systems, customer FAQs, simple AI chat assistants, workflow automation. Tiny frustrations create massive opportunities, and AI helps beginners explore solutions faster. This is why people keep talking about build apps with AI. Not because everyone suddenly became technical experts, but because barriers started lowering. The role of prompts in AI app creation. Now let's talk about prompts, because this changes how beginners think about software. A prompt is simply an instruction, that's all. You are communicating intent. The better your communication becomes, the better AI understands what you want. Think about it like hiring a designer. If you say make something good, the result may disappoint you. But if you say I want a clean booking tool for busy mums who hate complicated forms, now the direction becomes clearer. This is one reason communication skills are becoming extremely valuable. People who can describe ideas clearly often get better AI results. And honestly, this surprises many beginners. They expect AI app building to be mostly technical, but increasingly, clarity matters more than complexity. Understanding the AI tools people keep mentioning. You've probably heard names like Replit, Cursor, Firebase, Lovable, Bolt, Google AI Studio. And maybe you wondered, what do these things actually do? Good question. Let's simplify them conceptually. Replit is often seen as a beginner-friendly place for creating and experimenting with software projects. Cursor focuses heavily on AI-assisted coding and development support. Firebase helps apps handle things like databases, authentication, and app infrastructure. Lovable and Bolt focus more on helping people generate apps quickly through AI-guided workflows. Google AI Studio helps people experiment with AI models and interactions. Now remember, you do not need to master these tools right now. This course is about understanding the ecosystem first, because beginners often panic trying to learn every tool immediately. That usually creates confusion instead of progress. Why people are calling AI the new calculator. Think about calculators for a moment. Before calculators, people still understood maths. Calculators simply reduced manual effort. AI is creating a similar shift in many areas. People still need thinking, judgment, creativity, strategy, communication. But AI reduces certain technical barriers. This is why some people compare AI tools to creative assistants. They don't replace thinking, they amplify direction. And this is where people often become emotional. Some feel excited, some feel threatened, some feel confused. That's normal. Big technology shifts always create emotional reactions. But one thing is becoming very clear. People who learn how AI systems work conceptually will probably adapt faster than people who ignore them completely. Why small AI apps matter so much. Most beginners imagine billion-dollar startups, but many people make money solving tiny problems. This is important to understand early. Imagine a freelancer builds a content idea generator, a booking assistant, a client organizer, a simple reporting tool. Even a very small useful app can save time, reduce stress, improve workflows, generate leads, support a business. This is why AI business ideas are exploding online, because businesses care about usefulness, not complexity. And honestly, some beginners sabotage themselves by overthinking massive app ideas instead of noticing small real-world frustrations, small useful wins. Again and again. Why fear stops so many beginners? Let's talk honestly for a moment. Many people are not actually afraid of coding. They're afraid of feeling stupid. They're afraid of entering a world that feels unfamiliar. They're afraid of failing publicly. And because technology conversations sometimes sound intimidating, People quietly convince themselves they're not technical. But here's something important. You do not need to become the smartest technical person in the room to benefit from AI tools. You simply need curiosity and willingness to learn gradually. That mindset shift matters more than people realize, because confidence grows through understanding, not through pretending to know everything immediately. The real opportunity most people miss. This is the part that changes how many people think about AI forever. The biggest opportunity may not come from becoming a genius programmer. It may come from understanding people, understanding frustrations, understanding workflows, understanding daily problems, because software exists to help humans do something easier, faster, or better. And many non-coders already understand problems deeply. Teachers understand educational frustrations, parents understand family organization frustrations, creators understand content frustrations, consultants understand client frustrations, healthcare workers understand workflow frustrations. That knowledge matters. Actually, it matters a lot. Because good apps often begin with human understanding before technical execution. The shift happening right now. For years, software creation felt separated from ordinary people. Now the doors are opening wider. Not perfectly, not magically, but wider. And this creates a new type of beginner. People who combine ideas, communication, AI tools, problem solving, creativity. That combination is becoming very powerful, especially for people willing to learn consistently. And honestly, we're still early. Most people are still watching from the sidelines, trying to understand what's happening. That's why learning the concepts now matters. So let's bring everything together. Today you learned what vibe coding means, why AI app building became popular, why non-coders are entering software creation, why prompts matter, why small useful apps often succeed, why communication is becoming valuable, why understanding problems matters more than many beginners realize, why AI tools reduce barriers for experimentation. Most importantly, you learned this. You do not need to know everything immediately. You simply need to understand the direction technology is moving, because once you understand the direction, the fear becomes smaller and curiosity becomes stronger. Before the next lesson, spend a few minutes thinking about this question. What small frustration do you notice repeatedly in your daily life, work, or business? Don't think about coding yet, just think about problems, because great apps often begin with simple observations. And in the next lesson, we're going to explore how AI actually helps people build apps without coding, why prompts are becoming so important, and how beginners can start understanding AI workflows without feeling overwhelmed. If you're enjoying this course, subscribe and continue to the next lesson, because that's where your understanding starts becoming much clearer.